sports fans. We are back here.
Short commercial break.
Short recess break there. So we were getting another call, and we just want to make sure we didn't miss who we thought that was. So again, guys, listen. Empty tanks, empty tanks, empty tanks. That's 2 customers today that are having issues, and it's an empty tank. You cannot run these systems without liquid in them, okay? I'll give you a pass. I'll give you a pass. Well, let's ask Dusty if he'll give them a pass. You give them a pass if they call and their pump ain't running, they can't get liquid to come out, and you say, hey, you sure you got liquid in all the tanks? And they say, well, let me check. And they come back and say, man, dang, I don't know how I missed that. One tank, you get a free pass, okay? We're not even gonna count that as an empty tank phone call. But when you call and you've got all these symptoms and we know what it is, we say, well, check all 3 of your tanks, make sure you got, at least a little bit of liquid in there in the bottom. No, man, I got liquid in the tanks. Mm-hmm. We have to FaceTime and look at it. You got to send us a video. This is taking time out of our production, getting something accomplished. We have to answer the call because you bought some equipment and we want to help you, but help us help you.
That's right.
Help me help you. When you call, just assume you don't know what the frick you're talking about because you're calling. Okay. So listen when we throw it out and say, hey, check this first, because
especially if you have a dual system, which more than likely you are unless you got a mini skid.
Yeah.
If both of your pumps are acting the same way, you're not getting any flow, you have an empty tank. There's no other option there. You have an empty tank. And don't let it bother you. Like I said, we want to help. And if you call and we ask you that, do you have an empty tank? Not gonna make fun, if you have to go look, because sometimes you get in the field, first time out there spraying, and you freak out, and you're like, well, your first thought is probably something is wrong, but just don't assume that you do have stuff in your tanks. Make sure you look at it first.
It's an opaque tank.
Mm-hmm, you can
see in it.
Because it's just hard for us to diagnose something when, like I said, we ask these questions because you're giving us the symptoms and we're like, well, this is probably what it's going to be, and you say you've done that. Well, it's kind of hard to help out over the phone unless we do a video.
This is what it is. You call 911, you say, hey, 911, what's going on? What's your emergency? And you say, well, I can't see but a foot in my house. I'm having a hard time breathing. There's a lot of smoke and it's hot. Well, 911 said, well, sound like house on fire. No, that house ain't on fire. But again, I can't see about this far from my face. A lot of smoke, a little bit warm in the house. Well, sir, you sure your house ain't on fire? No, that house is not, in fact, on fire. The house is fine. I've looked around. House is fine. Fire department pulls up, house is burnt down to the ground. Just pile of ash. We're trying to tell you, man. Listen, I'm telling you a secret. You got an empty tank.
Yeah.
It's an empty tank, I'm telling you. Why is this difficult?
Always something simple.
Ty, why is this difficult?
It's not. It's not.
It's not difficult. It's just not, man. If you'd have told me 2 years ago when we're going to start building equipment and we're going to grow to this point, we're going to do X amount of volume, and the biggest customer problem that your customers are going to have in the field, right? As a business owner, I want to know what's that biggest issue they're going to have. Like, let's engineer something to fix that. And you'd have told me it's going to be empty tanks. I'd probably fell out dead.
Yeah.
You would never believe
never
that's.
Thought it was gonna be that.
It's literally 30% of our phone calls for problems, technical problems, is
Empty tank.
it's either a pump acting weird and it's just a finicky pump, which that's a problem. That's okay, that's legit. But I would have never, in my wildest dreams, thought that this would be so.
Mm-hmm.
But in fact, it is. Here we are. I call my mechanic. This car, it's rough to drive. It's real rough to drive, and I see a lot of sparks coming out from behind me when I drive it, and I can't hardly steer it and turn it. Well, it sounds like You riding on the rims? No. I look. It got tires
Tires
fine.
in
Tires
the air.
fine. There ain't a piece of tire nowhere on the car. Just look at it.
Well, you
Just
know what the
look
first
at
thing
it.
you gotta do
You
is
just gotta look at
Yeah,
it.
look at it.
Just look at it. I hope you guys have a great week. Let's see. Does my 12-volt pump need a battery to run? You ain't got no battery. Just
It might need spark plug. Might need to change your spark plug. Clean that tip.
we had a guy call one time and say that he had replaced the spark plug on his 12-volt and it still wasn't running right. Like, where's them spark plugs at on them 12 volts? I don't know. Who was that? Jason Guyman says, but how do you check it? You know, at this point, I think it might be more beneficial to just take your skid to the gas station, get the hose off of the pump at the gas station, spray your truck down with 93 octane, strike a match and throw it on it. Just burn the whole thing down. Because it's just, God help us if we can't get past the empty tank syndrome.
We could put a float in them, like in a gas tank, just have a bright light lights up on the trailer. When
guess.
it goes empty, just start flashing.
Have a 6 inches off the bottom, have a, anyway, all right, so help us to help you look at your tanks. Look at your tanks. Make sure they have liquid in them. I don't know.
Simple. Simple.
Are we retarded?
Well, we know that. We are crazy.
Just look at it. Just look at it. All right, we're gonna go. We're gonna go kill ourselves. Let's back a car in here and just let it run until we die. It'd be fine.
Do that.
I'm going crazy, man. I hope y'all have a better day than we do. It's just, it's very frustrating. You try to help guys, and first of all, something that shouldn't even need, you shouldn't even need help with this. This is a freebie. If my sons ever have a problem like this, I'm going to revoke their man card and throw it in the trash because it's just pathetic. But then beyond that, you do decide that you need to call. Listen to us when we're telling you, man. We've looked at this stuff a long time. If I burn out my old system, will your insurance pay? We can try it and see. We'll try it, man. See y'all later. Peace out. Have a good week.